Hi YouTube, I'm Bryce Switzer. And yes, I said my name because I'm not really that scary, really. Like, who's seriously gonna try to look for me? The Mafia? So, anywho, this video is going to be about the NFL and why it sucks now. Well, I can see the point why Roger Goodell wants to make the game interesting and because times are changing, technology's improving, but it really doesn't feel the same. Like, you can't have kick returns anymore in the beginning of the game, which is actually good field position. I know if you kneel it down, you get to the 20. But would you rather have your team start on the 40-yard line, 50, or beyond that? Or even better, get in the red zone? Or even get a touchdown? Like, that's the best part. I know you could return it. It's like a, I don't know, like a shorter kickoff. I don't know where you kick now. But football's not the same. Like, the only teams I call worthy winning the Super Bowl were the teams in the, well, Super Bowls didn't exist in the 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, but they existed in, like, late 60s, in the, like mid-60s. Like, any team that won the dynasty in the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s, so 50 decades, well, no. Yeah, about 50 decades. The last team to actually win a Super Bowl was the 2010 Green Bay Packers, because it was right before the lockout. After the lockout, all these stupid rules come out, started changing, saying, oh, offense, there's like no hard hitting anymore. Isn't that the point of playing sports? You get hurt, you come back up, and you try to get back at that guy without getting a penalty afterwards? Gosh. So frustrating. And the NFL, come on, the defenses, everyone's like, oh, the Seahawks defense is better than the Chicago Bears and the Baltimore Ravens. Baltimore Ravens lost 4 games that year when they won the Super Bowl. They went 12-4. From a wild card team to have a wild card team to go all the way and win the Super Bowl in a good fashion is good. But the Chicago Bears obviously had the best defense, because last time I checked, they had shutouts in both of their playoff games, but when they got to the Super Bowl, they allowed 10 points. Last time I checked, the Seahawks allowed at least 21 points. I don't care. I know I wasn't alive during the 80s, but the Bears were actually good. And the Bears only lost 1 game that year, and that was away in Miami. Then Seahawks lose games to the Cardinals. They almost lose to the Titans and Buccaneers at home, which aren't they supposed to be good at home because you broke the world record of loudest crowd and obnoxious fans ever to live? Then you have then you lose a game to the Colts that year. Then you lose to the Cardinals even at your place, which everyone's supposed to. You're supposed to kill us, even if the experts always pull up games that we weren't good that year. They're gonna get blown out 58-0. Seriously, you get your facts straight. We're well improved. At least make the game close. At least. Come on, why'd they even do that? Plus, when's the last time Arizona was picked to win a Super Bowl? Never, because it's true we have lived in 4 different areas, actually 5, because we did live in Pittsburgh for a short while during World War II because they were short of players. Then we lived in Chicago twice, St. Louis, then back to Chicago again, then went to Phoenix, now with the Arizona Cardinals. Come on. NFL's just not the same. There's no hard hitting. Anytime you make a good hit, you get penalized for it. It's basically all offense now. It's not both sides of the ball. You can have a good defensive person and a good offensive player. That's why the NFL sucks now. That's why people prefer college. College is actually a little bit better than football. I was very stubborn about that for a long time. But after the lockout, and started seeing what the college football, because, lockout and stuff, and I wasn't really too in, and I was paying attention a little bit to college, and I'm wow, kids actually are dedicated, and they don't get paid afterwards. And NFL players, you lose, you get paid, you do this, you do that, get in trouble with the law, go to jail. It's just, football's just too much now. I like having a break from football, But if you hear football, it's like football's like this nowadays. It's actually getting very annoying. Man, I'm obsessed with football. I love football. It's just too much. Like really too much. Like it's like jam packed in there. It's like anywhere you go. Oh, NFL. Okay. On mobile, you could download NFL and you could watch who we're gonna draft. Okay. If you want to be a better expert at predicting games, you go to NFL.com and we'll do this. It's like all these apps. Like, can you guys make a decent Madden game for the like iPod instead of like this stupid card game? Like, can I like pick my favorite team and like move around, do all this other stuff, or like create my own player or my own career? Like seriously, how come we can't think outside the box? How come we just can't have like old times like you hit this person as hard as you can, like go back to the like 80 rules, 1980 rules. Let's like take back some rules. You're gonna make it boring. Next thing you know, like 2030, we're gonna have like every NFL player is gonna be like wearing like bubble sheets and like all that other stuff, like the Bubble Boy. It's gonna be called Bubble Football or Bubble Ball, National Bubble League. Seriously, is that what it's gonna come down to? Because we're worried about safety. If they're worried about safety, cut practice then. Like have them have them like studying like stinking like NFL reps or something, or create like less hitting in practice, or more hitting. Like have like a whole bunch of hitting like during the summer camps. Then when you like in the game, like create like less, like maybe like a good tackle, like practice good tackling skills. Like against the Lions, come on, the Lions suck. Like they could win a Super Bowl. Just maybe not in the nearest future, you know, when they have like a good quarterback, a good wide receiver, a good running back, and a defensive lineman that always gets in trouble because he hits someone here, he like does something like control your anger for crying out loud, dude. I just wish the NFL goes back to the like normal days, like they do reruns on games and stuff, but it's just becoming too worldly. And plus, if Europe wants their own football team, let them make their own football team. We don't have to share with it. Few people know what I mean. If Europe wants a football team, well, football to them soccer, but if they want another team, let them create their own. I know it wasn't successful like a few years ago when they did that, but seriously, can we just like just have it stayed in? And plus the uniform changing of every flippin' year, and everything always being Nike, and you have to support Nike and all that. Like, Nike's cool. Like, the uniforms are cool, but they just keep changing it constantly. Like, just stick to the traditional colors. Like, the Broncos, they went back to orange after being blue. Oh, another thing. That's the reason why the Broncos lost the Super Bowl. Because anytime they wore orange in their previous Super Bowls, they lost. But if they wore that blue stuff that they used to wear, like, in 2000s and late 90s, they won the Super Bowl. So basically, what we have learned, orange is a cursed color. Except you're Clemson, then you're not really cursed, really. Like, when's the last time the Browns won a Super Bowl? A Browns fan was playing the Xbox. And what other teams orange? Oh yeah, the Bengals. Never won a playoff game for a dry, long season. Broncos makes it to the Super Bowl like 5 times? 6 times, actually. And winning 2 of them? And a majority of their losses only are underneath 10? Well, let's see here. How do I know this? Like, let's see here. First Super Bowl appearance they made was in 1970... Let's see here. 1970... Yeah, 1977. Well, it was played in 1978, but that's at the fact now. Broncos, Cowboys. Broncos lost 27-10. A few years later, 1986, they lost once again to the New York Giants, like 39-26. Then in 1989, then in the very next year, in 1987, they lost to the Redskins, 42-10. Then when they go to see the 49ers in 1989, they get their butts kicked 55-10 in New Orleans. Then when they win the back-to-back Super Bowls in 1977 and 1978, they win 31-24, then like 34-19. Then when they come back this year, they get their butts kicked, 43-8. Broncos actually let me down because I placed a lot of money on them. And plus, I know more Bronco fans than Seahawk fans. I only know like one Seahawk fan. He's like my uncle. Well, not really my uncle. He's my mom's uncle. If that makes sense. So hopefully this is enough info to tell you why the NFL sucks now. So, comment. If this gets on the NFL Network, hopefully it doesn't. Because I don't want people coming up to me saying, hey, you talk crap about the NFL. Oh, jeez, I was just giving an honest opinion. I just wish we went back to the old times. Like have, like, safety and stuff. Like, I believe in safety and stuff, but I think we're just overdoing it. Like, and it's a little too much. So, that's all. Actually, ESPN's fun, too. So, subscribe, do anything you want. So,